From NBC News, this is Today with Matt Lauer and Meredith Vieira.
Money 911. Whether it's your mortgage or your kids' education that's keeping you up at night, today's financial editor and Money Magazine's Jean Chatzky is here with some bottom line advice. Jean, good to see you.
Nice to see you.
All right, let's get right to this. She writes, my husband and I are planning to sell our home when the mortgage crisis hit. And because of all the foreclosures, because we had to take out a second mortgage to pay down some debt, our house is now worth less than we owe on it. So we feel stuck here. A friend suggested jingle mail as a solution. So what is this jingle mail, and is it a viable option?
Jingle mail is a term from the early 90s. Essentially, it means mailing your keys back to the bank. It is a not so good option. People are doing it, absolutely, but what she doesn't understand is if you go through that process of just handing things over, you completely trash your credit rating, which means that if she goes to try to buy something else to live in, chances are she is not going to be able to get a mortgage. A better option is to either stay in the house for a little while, try to turn yourself right side up on that loan before you sell it so that you can at least get out clean.
Right.
Rent the house for a while. The renter's market tends to move in opposition with the seller's market, so she may be able to make more money just by renting the house, continue to pay her mortgage, and go live somewhere else.
Would an option be to talk to the bank and try to work something out?
By all means, you want to talk to your bank. You call the lender, you explain that this is trouble, and they may suggest something called a short sale where you actually have their permission to sell the house for less than it's worth.
All right, good idea. Next question is from Dan, Tulsa, Oklahoma. He writes, due to rising cost of gas, food, everyday goods, money is tight. I have two vehicles. I could get rid of one, but it's a lease. If I turn it in early, it will show as a repo on my credit. What should I do?
Right, turning that car in early is the equivalent of jingle mail. You're just giving it back, and it shows up as a negative remark on your credit. You either get in touch with the lender and you try to work something out, or we put Dan in touch with a company called Lease Trader. They're a website, leasetrader.com. They hook up people like Match.com does, but people who want to assume an already existing lease with people who have one that they want to get rid of. There is a small fee for this. It costs about $200 for the person who's trying to unload the lease and a little less for somebody else.
But what if the person you give the lease to or trade the lease out with defaults on that lease?
The lease is actually transferred. That's why you're paying the money to this company, and once it's approved and the car lending company signs off on that transfer, you are off the hook.
Last one.